Namaste, welcome all of you. This is our 19th lecture in the series of online lectures. We are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12. C. It is always advisable that you have already attended my earlier lecture, especially lecture number 18. Okay, if you have watched that lecture, then only you will be able to understand what we are learning in this lecture, because learning is a step-by-step process. Okay. We are learning bookkeeping and accountancy standard 12 as per Maharashtra board, and currently we are learning lesson number 1, that is introduction to partnership and partnership final accounts. Okay, and so far we have completed all these competency statements which has been suggested by the board, and currently we are learning how to find out the financial results of the business. Which business? Partnership business. Okay, so let's move ahead. See, there are two methods of maintaining the capital of the partners. By two methods, that is fixed capital method or fluctuating capital method. Okay. See, now these days we have started to maintain properly either by fixed or fluctuating capital method. Okay. Now, what did we learn in our last lecture? In our last lecture, we have solved practical problem number 5, that is of Sucheta and Gayatri, which was given on page number 58. And what we are learning today? Today we are going to solve practical problem number 6, that is of Archana and Prerna, okay, which is given on page number 59. Okay. Now, see, as usual, I always recommend that these are the important adjustments regarding bad debts, added and discount and reserve for discount on debtors and creditors. See, then these are the another important adjustments regarding bills receivable, bills payable, bad debts, RDD, and discount and reserve for discount on debtors and creditors with reference to balance sheet, and the earlier ones were with reference to profit and loss account. Now let's start to solve practical problem number 6. See, as with the usual steps, by looking at the trial balance, you have to prepare books of accounts like trading account, then profit and loss account, then you have to prepare the partners capital account, and then you have to prepare the balance sheet, and then you have to tally the balance sheet. Now see, practical problem number 6. Archana and Prerna are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:1. Okay. With the help of following trial balance and adjustments given below, you are required to prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019 and balance sheet as on that date. Okay. Now see, we have already solved 5 practical problems. Apart from that, we have also solved the illustrations, some illustrations which were shown as solved in the book. Now, see, if it continued the same style of writing the posting, it will take the time, right? So to avoid the time, what I have done, I have just shown you what is the trick. Okay, what is the trick of recording those things? Simply you can understand by this trick. See, the items given on the debit side of the trial balance may either go to the trading account debit side or profit and loss account debit side, or they will go to asset, or they can be deducted from sales, or they have to be recorded at the partner's capital or partner's current account debit side, or can be deducted from the partner's capital in the liability. Okay, and whereas the items given on the credit side of the trial balance can be recorded to the trading account credit side, profit and loss account credit side, either to the liability, or should be deducted from the purchases, or should be recorded to the partner's capital or current account on the credit side, or should be added to the partner's capital in the liability. Okay, so instead of writing the posting of all the items in front of them, okay, I have given you this trick. Okay, so we can understand the posting of these items by looking at this trick. It is very easy, you have already solved by using this trick. Okay, but the important thing which is for in this problem is with stock of stationery, with which you may get confused, right? Stock of stationery. See, This is the stock of stationery and not of the goods which has been used in manufacturing of the business which they are dealing with. Okay, because that is given as a closing stock, and closing stock is generally given in the adjustments. See, this stock of stationery is given in the trial balance, means this stock of stationery has been the amount of this stock of stationery has been valued, okay, before creating of the books of accounts, before creating of the trial balance. So it is the stock of stationery which is lying with that partnership business. Okay, so as this is a normal stock which is lying with the business, you should have to record it to the asset. Okay, but this is not that the stock they are dealing for manufacturing purpose. Okay, this is the only different item given in this trial balance. And trademark, see, sorry, trade expenses. See, trade expenses are given here. See, what is the rule for trade expenses? If the trade expenses are given and at the same time general expenses, miscellaneous expenses, administrative expenses, other expenses has been given, then trade expenses should be recorded to the trading account debit side. Okay, but if none of the such items like general expenses, miscellaneous expenses are given, okay, only trade expenses are there in the trial balance, then they should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, if only trade expenses are given, then it should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. And one more, see, from starting from problem number 5th, see, they have started to include intangible assets also. See, which intangible assets are here? Patents are and trademark. Okay, so patents and trademark are intangible assets. So where they should be recorded? To the balance sheet assets side. Okay, trademark and patent. Okay, see, I had already told you which are the intangible assets which are included in your syllabus. Goodwill, patent, trademark, copyright. These days intellectual property is also included in the intangible assets. Okay, now just directly move to the adjustments. See, what is the first adjustment? Stock on 31st March 2019 is valued at cost price rupees 12,000 and market price rupees 17,000. What is our rule? Which is the lowest cost? Okay, whichever it is the lowest cost, may it be the cost price, may it be the market price, whichever is the lowest cost, that must be considered. Then which is the lowest cost over here? It is cost price. Okay, so we don't have to bother which kind of price or cost it is. Okay, we just have to look at the amount. Which is the amount? Rupees 12,000 is the lower amount. Okay, so we have to consider this 12,000 as a closing stock, and where closing stock is recorded to the trading account credit side and asset. Okay, for the closing stock, no any marking comes for here in the trial balance. Next, our customer Mr. Shekhar failed to pay his dues of rupees 800. See, what does this mean? One more customer, okay, which we had considered that he will pay his dues, but now we came to know that after closing the trial balance, we came to know that he is not paying his due. He failed to pay his due. So who is he? He is a new debtor. Okay, so we will consider him as a new bad debts. Okay, and where new bad debts are recorded? In the profit and loss account debit side, as per the formula, those are recorded to the bad debts. Okay, so where will we record them? We will make one mark against bad debts. Okay, and where is second entry will be recorded? Those new bad debts should be recorded, should be deducted from sundry debtors in the asset side. Okay, so one mark will come against sundry debtors. Next, 1/8 of patents are to be written off. Okay, see, the patents are written off. Okay, those are not depreciated. So 1/8 of the patents whose value is going diminishing to the next year. Okay, so 1/8 of the value of the patents should be written off. Okay, so where the written off value of the patents is recorded, it is recorded to the profit and loss account debit side, and it should be deducted from that respective asset. So we have to make 2 marks against patents. See, 2 marks against patents. Then a part of furniture rupees 5,000 is purchased on 1st October 2018. See, furniture has the value rupees 13,000. Okay, out of that value of 13,000, a part of furniture valuing rupees 5,000 is purchased on 1st October 2018. Okay, so how much was the value of the furniture lying with this business from the starting of that counting year? That is 13,000 minus 5,000, that is 8,000 amount of furniture was with this business from 1st April 2018. Okay, and 5,000 rupees furniture was purchased on 1st October 2018. So at the end of the financial year accounting year, the value of the furniture became 13,000. So where it affects, see, if this such kind of adjustment has been given, then where the effect is, where it gives its effect, it gives its effect for calculation the depreciation on the furniture. Okay, so depreciation, while calculating the depreciation of the furniture, this affects. So where we have to make the mark, one mark against furniture. Okay, one mark against furniture. Then depreciation on land and building at 10% and furniture on 5%. Okay, so with respective fixed assets, land and building and furniture, we have to deduct its depreciation. So against land and building 2 marks and furniture 2 marks. Okay, because we have to calculate their depreciation, we have to deduct the depreciation amount from profit and loss account debit side, and means we have to record it to the profit and loss account debit side, and we have to deduct that amount from that respective asset in the asset side. Next adjustment. Outstanding expenses, wages rupees 300 and electricity charges rupees 200. So we have to, because outstanding, okay, so outstanding means we have not yet paid. Okay, so that is the liability for the time being, but we have to record that much of expenses to the respective item. See, outstanding expenses, those are wages, so wages should be recorded to the trading account debit side. Okay, so we have to add rupees 300, that adds the outstanding expense to the wages. Okay, like this, and its second entry will be recorded to the as a liability. Okay, because it is liability, because we have to pay. Similarly, for the electricity charges which are outstanding, amounting rupees 200, those are also outstanding, so we have to record it to the electricity charges 2 markings, because one marking for adding that much amount of rupees 200 to that respective item, that is electricity charges, and its second recording will go as a liability. Okay, and next, allow interest on capital at 3%. See, this is what the interest given on the partner's capital. So where it should be recorded, as it is an expense, so it should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. So 1 mark for both of the partners capital interest, we have to record it to the partner profit and loss account debit side, and as that much of amount will get of interest will get added to their capital. Okay, so where we have to record it to the partner's capital or current account to the credit side. Okay, so this is the next marking which is shown for partner's capital account credit side. Okay, now how we have to solve? After looking at the trial balance, we have to first prepare the trading account, then we have to prepare the profit and loss account, then we have to prepare partner's capital account, and then we have to prepare the balance sheet. Now let's start solving the problem. Practical problem number 6. Archana and Prerna are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio 2:1. With the help of following trial balance and adjustments given below, you are required to prepare trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019 and balance sheet as on that date. Okay, so below is the trial balance given on 31st March 2019 and adjustments. Now, how we have to solve? In the books of Archana and Prerna, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2019. Now, see, just as to ease the solving of the problem and to lessen the time or to shorten the time, I have recorded all the items given in the debit balance and credit balance in the trial balance to the respective books of accounts, like trading and profit and loss account. See, this is trading account. See, I have shown all the accounts in the different colors. See, this is the trading account, this is the profit and loss account, then partners capital account and balance sheet. Okay, see, so I have recorded all the items to respective books of accounts. With which rule? See, for this, while solving this problem, I hadn't make one column over here, right? In earlier, up to our earlier problems, up to practical problem number 5, we used to make one column over here for noting the recordings of all the items given in the debit balance and credit balance and the trial balance. But what I told you, see, we should have the practice of doing this. So we want to make a column over here. Instead of that, we will follow one simple rule or simple trick for understanding the recording of items given in the debit balance and credit balance of the trial balance. See, which is that trick? See, for all the items given in the debit balance of the trial balance, they should either be recorded to the trading account debit side or profit and loss account debit side, or would be recorded under assets, or would be deducted from sales, or would be recorded to the partner's capital or current account to the debit side, or would be deducted from the partner's capital under liabilities. Okay, see, under these all 6 categories, any of the place it would be recorded. Now let's start to see how I have recorded them. See, as the trial balance date is given on 31st March 2019. First item, which is given on the debit balance. Okay, stock, which is given on 1st April 2018. So obviously it's an opening stock amounting rupees 8,560. See, in the trading account, debit side, to opening stock amounting rupees 8,560. Next is patents. See, patents are intangible assets. So intangible assets are recorded under assets. See, balance sheet, asset side, right? Balance sheet, asset side. Under the category of intangible assets, patents are recorded. And as there is an adjustment on patents, so it is recorded in the inner column. Next, sundry debtors. Sundry debtors are current assets. Okay, so sundry debtors are recorded under current assets. See, there is an adjustment, so it rupees 18,500 recorded at inner column. Next, stock of stationery. See, I have already explained you what is meant by stock of stationery. So, stock of stationery is also recorded under current asset amounting to rupees 3,000. Then trademark. Again, trademark is an intangible asset. Okay. So, under intangible asset, trademark amounting to rupees 2,000. Okay. Next, base receivable, current asset. Okay. So, base receivable is recorded under current asset amounting to rupees 6,300. Then electricity charges. See, electricity charges are rupees 1,450, which should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. See, profit and loss account is shown in this color. To electricity charges rupees 1,450. Why? Because there is adjustment. Next, wages rupees 950, trading account debit side. There is an adjustment. Wages rupees 950, trading account debit side. Then heating and lighting, I have explained you. Heating and lighting are the expenses which are a kind of electricity charges or kind of charges which are used under factory expenses for manufacturing purposes. This heating and lighting would have been utilized. Okay. So heating and lighting obviously will go to trading account debit side rupees 1,000. Okay. Next, trade expenses. I have explained you the rule for trade expenses. So trade expenses should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side amounting rupees 850. Trade expenses rupees 850. Then sales return. See, sales return should be deducted from sales amounting rupees 400. Where sales return are recorded? Trading account credit side. Okay. Sales return rupees 400. Okay. Then land and building, fixed asset, rupees 22,000. See, there is an adjustment. So, land and building, fixed asset under assets in balance sheet. Fixed asset, land and building, rupees 22,000. Furniture, fixed asset, rupees 13,000. Okay, furniture, fixed asset, rupees 13,000 as there is an adjustment. Okay, then cash at bank, current asset. Okay, under asset side, cash at bank, rupees 5,000. Then Investments, assets rupees 7,500. So investments are recorded under investment category, right? See, investment rupees 7 under the category of deposits and investment are recorded rupees 7,500. Then drawings, drawings of Archana and Prerna, rupees 1,200 and rupees 900 respectively. Where drawings are recorded to the, now see here we are maintaining partners capital account separately. Okay, so the in partners capital account debit side, two drawings, Archana's amount rupees 1,200 and Prerna's amount rupees 900. Okay, next bad debts, profit and loss account debit side rupees 200. As there is an adjustment, it will be recorded to the inner column, like two bad debts rupees 200. This is profit and loss account. Then purchases, purchases. Okay, see, purchases are recorded at trading account debit side. Purchases, two purchases 23,700. Okay, inner column, because there will be adjustment. Then let's move to the credit balances given in the trial balance. What is the rule I have told you where they should be recorded? See, credit balances can be recorded at the trading account credit side, or profit and loss account credit side, or to the liabilities, or can be deducted from purchases, or can be recorded at the partner's capital or current account credit side, or can be added to the partner's capital in the liability side. Okay, now let's start to record items given in the credit balance of the credit side of the trial balance. See, first item is capital. Capital of Archana and Prerna. See, here we are maintaining partners capital account by fluctuating capital method. Okay, so we will maintain this capital in the partners capital account. Archana and Prerna rupees 40,000 and 20,000. In the credit side, see, partners capital account particulars, Archana amount rupees and Prerna amount rupees. How we have to record? By balance brought down 40,000 and 20,000. Next, other loans. Other loans amounting to rupees 3,000. It's a liability. So under balance sheet, okay, balance sheet, under the category of other loans, under the category long-term liabilities, we have to record at other loans, rupees 3,000. Next, reserve fund, rupees 1,000. Reserve fund in the category of reserves and surplus. Reserve fund rupees 1,000 liability. Okay. Next, sundry creditors rupees 17,500. Sundry creditors under current liabilities rupees 17,500. Then bills payable rupees 5,000. Bills payable rupees 5,000 liability under current liabilities. Then purchase return. See, purchase return should be deducted from purchases in the trading account debit side rupees 1,000. So we'll go to the trading account debit side and we'll deduct less purchase returns rupees 1,000 from purchases. So the final amount of purchases would be rupees 22,700. Next, RDD. See, this is the RDD given in the trial balance. So it must be an old RDD. So what should be done with the old RDD? It should be deducted from the bad debts in the profit and loss account debit side as per the formula. What is the amount of old RDD? Rupees 500. So profit and loss account debit side, we just have to record it here. Below the bad debts, we have to record after leaving 2-3 lines less old RDD rupees 500 in the inner column. Then sales trading account credit side rupees 30,200. Sales rupees 30,200 in the trading account credit side. Okay, see, we had already recorded sales returns, so the final amount of sales is rupees 29,800. Then interest. See, this interest is given on the credit side, so it must be the interest received. So where the interest received is recorded? Profit and loss account credit side rupees 310. Okay, profit and loss. This is profit and loss account credit side by interest received rupees 310. Next, with this we have completed recording all the items given in the trial balance. Okay, now let's move to adjustment. See how the adjustments are solved. Let's move to adjustment. See, the first adjustment is of closing stock. Obvious. Stock on 31st March 2019 is valued at cost price rupees 12,000 and market price rupees 17,000. I have already discussed with you with which price it should be recorded, with the lowest price. What is the lowest price? Rupees 12,000. Where it should be recorded? Trading account credit side in and asset. So trading account credit side by closing stock rupees 12,000. Now you must have seen while recording the items given in the adjustment, I have changed the color as red so that it would be easy for you to understand these are the items of adjustment. Okay, by closing stock rupees 12,000. Similarly, it is recorded at asset side. Okay, see, closing stock 12,000 under balance sheet asset side. Then what is next? Second adjustment. Our customer Mr. Shekhar failed to pay his due rupees 800. So this is a new bad debt. So new bad debt should be added to the bad debts in the profit and loss account debit side as per the formula. Okay, new bad debts rupees 800. See, profit and loss account debit side. Okay, to the bad debts, earlier bad debts, we have to record the new bad debts. Add new bad debts rupees 800. So old bad debts plus new bad debts, the amount is rupees 1000. And we have to deduct the old RDD. Okay, so final amount of bad debts is rupees 500. Next, where its second adjustment is recorded, second recording is done, it is deducted from the sundry debtors. Okay, so sundry debtors are there in the balance sheet, less new RDD, so new bad debts, that is rupees 800. Sundry debtors were rupees 18,500, less new bad debts, the final amount of debtors is rupees 17,700. Next, third adjustment, 1/8 of patents are to be written off. Okay, see, 1/8 part of the patents are should be written off. Should be value of the patent should be deducted. So what is the value of the patents? See, where the patents are recorded, intangible assets. What is the value of the patents? 2,000 at the opening date of the financial year, and 1/8 of the part of the patents are reduced. So what is the amount of 1/8 of the 2,000? It is rupees 250. So 250 should be deducted from the original value of the patents. So final value of the patents on the closing date is rupees 1,750. And where its second recording should be done? See, it should be recorded at we have deducted from asset and it should be recorded to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, so profit and loss account debit side. See, two patents written of rupees 250. Okay, next, a part of furniture rupees 5,000 is purchased on 1st October 2018. See, where we have to take it into the consideration while calculating the depreciation of the furniture. Okay, next adjustment, depreciation on land and building at 10% and furniture at 5%. Okay, so land and building depreciation we have to calculate at land and building less depreciation, value of land and building was rupees 22,000, less depreciation rupees 2,200. So the final value of land and building is rupees 19,800. Okay, this we have to record at this depreciation amount we have to record at profit and loss account debit side under the category of to depreciation, because we have to calculate. See, I have made it bold and underline also because we have to write the depreciation of two fixed assets. So second is land and building at 10% rupees 2,200. Okay. Next, the second sub part of it is we have to calculate the depreciation on furniture at 5%. Now, what we have to remember as per the adjustment number 4, a part of furniture rupees 5,000 is purchased on 1st October 2018. It means whatever is the amount of furniture on 31st March 2019, furniture amounting rupees 5,000 has been purchased on 1st October 2018. Okay, so this we have to consider while calculating the depreciation. Okay, now for that I have written one working note. Okay, let's move to the working note. See, working note number 1, calculation of the depreciation on furniture. Now let's see it should be. Now let's see how it should be calculated. Working note number 1, calculation of the depreciation on furniture. See, value of furniture on 31st March 2019 is equal to rupees 13,000. Furniture purchased on 1st October 2018 is equal to amounting rupees 5,000. So, furniture amounting rupees 5,000 was in the firm for 6 months. Why? From 1st October 2018 to 31st March 2019. So, it is 6 months. So, value of furniture of rupees 5,000 was in the firm was for 6 months only. So, depreciation on furniture amounting rupees 5,000 at 5%, it is the rate of depreciation has been given for 6 months only. How it should be calculated? Is equal to 5,000 into 5 upon 100 into 6 by 12. What is 6? 6 months. And why 12? Because per annum. Annum means 12 months. So, 6 months out of 12 months. So, value of this is rupees 125. Next, so furniture amounting rupees 8,000. What is 8,000? See, the value of furniture at the end of the financial year was rupees 13,000. And out of that, furniture which was purchased on 1st October was rupees 5,000. So it means value of furniture amounting rupees 8,000 was in the firm from 1st April 2018 only. So, furniture amounting rupees 8,000 was in the firm for 12 months. So depreciation on furniture amounting rupees 8,000 at 5% for the year is equal to 8,000 into 5 by 100, that is rupees 400. Okay, so here we get the two amounts of depreciation. The amount of depreciation on the furniture which was purchased on 1st October 2018 and the amount of furniture which was with them from the starting of the financial year. So we get the two amounts of depreciation for the furniture. So what is the total value of the furniture? Total value of the depreciation on the furniture. So the total depreciation on furniture is equal to this 125 plus 400 is equal to 525. Okay. So this 525 we have to deduct from furniture. Okay. See, furniture rupees 13,000 which is in the balance sheet asset side, less depreciation at 5%, that is rupees 525. And what is the final amount of furniture? It is rupees 12,475. Okay, so this 525 we have to record to the profit and loss account debit side under the heading depreciation. Okay, to depreciation furniture at 5%. Okay, with reference to the working note number 1 amounting rupees 525. Okay, and if we add the depreciation of furniture as well as of land and building, we get the total amount of depreciation, that is 2,725. Okay, on these two fixed assets. Now let's move to the next adjustment. Outstanding expenses. There are two outstanding expenses: wages of rupees 300 and electricity charges of rupees 2,200. Okay, see, the outstanding expenses wages rupees 300, where they should be recorded trading account debit side, and to the liability, see, they should be added to the earlier wages. See, trading account debit side wages were rupees 950 plus outstanding wages rupees 300. So the total amount of wages is rupees 1,250. See, this outstanding wages rupees 300 we have to record to the liabilities under balance sheet. See, balance sheet liabilities. See, what is this? These are the current liabilities. Under current liabilities, I have given one heading, that is outstanding expenses, because two are there. That's why I have given the heading. First is wages rupees 300. Okay, and one more outstanding expense is there, that is electricity charge rupees 200. See, electricity charges are recorded at profit and loss account debit side. Okay, so they should be added to the profit and loss account debit side. See, two electricity charges we had already recorded, which were given in the trial balance, and outstanding rupees 200. So the final amount of electricity charges due is rupees 1,650. See, This outstanding 200 electricity charges we have to record to the balance sheet also under sundry creditors. Okay, sundry creditors, under outstanding expenses we have to record electricity charges 200. So the total amount of outstanding expenses is rupees 500. Okay, two recordings you have completed of this adjustment. Now allow interest on capital at 3%. See, this interest is given to the partner's capital, okay, at the rate of 3%. See, with how we have to record, where we have to record, we have to give it to the partner's capital account credit side, and we have to record it to the profit and loss account debit side. Okay, see, how much is the capital of the partners? Rupees 40,000 and 20,000. Okay, so the calculations are very easy. See, to interest on partner's capital at 3%, transfer to partner's capital account with working note number 2. See, as it is very easy, then also I have prepared one working note for it. See, calculation of interest. Okay, calculation of interest on partner's capital at 3%. Archana's capital rupees 40,000. So interest on Archana's capital is equal to rupees 40,000 into 3 divided by 100, because 3%. So 40,000 into 3 divided by 100 is equal to rupees 1,200 is interest on Archana's capital. And Prerna's capital is equal to rupees 20,000. So interest on Prerna's capital is equal to 20,000 into 3 divided by 100 is equal to rupees 600. So these are the interest given on the partners Archana and Prerna. Okay. Now see, where we have to record them? In the profit and loss account debit side. Okay. To interest on partners capital transferred, we have to transfer it to partners capital account. Okay, which we have prepared separately. Under that we have to write names of two partners, Archana and Prerna, amount rupees 1,200 and 600. So the total amount of interest given to both of them is rupees 1,800. This we have what we have written, transfer to partners capital account. Okay, so we have to transfer, this is partners capital account. Okay, I have shown it in the single color, that is pink color. Partners capital account, what we have to show, see, this is the adjustment, so I have shown it in the red color. By profit and loss account, interest on capital 1,200 and 600 against Archana and Prerna respectively. Now with this we have completed all the adjustments. Okay, and earlier we had completed all recording of all the items given in the debit and credit balance of trial balance. Okay, now for what is the first step? We have to calculate the gross profit or gross loss. Now if we see the amounts given in the debit side of trading account, and if we see the amounts given on the credit side of the trading account, then we will come to know the amounts given on the debit side are lesser. So which we have to consider? Amounts given on the credit side. So if we do the total of these two amounts, 29,800 and 12,000, we get the amount rupees 41,800. Okay, so the same amount we have to write here, rupees 41,800 in the debit side. Then what we have to do? We have to do the total of these four amounts. Okay, and we have to deduct these amounts, this value from 41,800. What is the total of these four amounts? It is rupees 33,510. Okay, see, after deducting this we get the gross profit rupees 8,290. Okay, now this gross profit carried down in the trading account debit side, we have to bring down to the profit and loss account credit side. Okay, so what we have to write? By gross profit brought down rupees 8,290. Now we have to calculate net profit or net loss in the profit and loss account. See, again if we see the amounts given in the debit side of profit and loss account are lesser than the amounts given in the on the credit side. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to do the total of these two items on the credit side, and it becomes rupees 8,600. Okay, so the same value we have to write to the debit side. Now what we have to do? We have to calculate the net profit. So for that what we have to do? We have to do the total of these items on the debit side. Okay, and we will arrive to the net profit. Okay, so this much amounts. The total of these amounts we have to calculate. It becomes rupees 7,775. Okay, total of all these amounts in the debit side of profit and loss account. So we have to deduct that amount rupees 7,725 from rupees 8,600. Then we arrive to the amount of net profit rupees 825. Okay, 825 is the difference between total and all the items on the debit side of profit and loss account. Then we'll arrive to the net profit. Now what is our work? We have to distribute this net profit to the partners. And in which ratio? See, it is given on in the problem. It should be distributed to them in the ratio of 2:1. 2 to whom? 2 to first partner. Who is the first partner? Archana. And 1 part to whom? Prerna. Okay. So we have to distribute the net profit rupees 825 to Archana and Prerna in the ratio of 2:1. Now let's see, for that I have prepared one working note. Okay. Distribution of net profit to net profit. See, distribution of net profit to partners. Okay. In the ratio of 2:1. See, total profit is equal to 825. Archana's share of profit is equal to rupees 825 into 2/3. Why? There are total 3 parts. 2 parts for Archana and 1 part of profit for Prerna. So there are 3 parts should be made up of profit. So what is Archana's part? Archana's share is equal to rupees 825, the net profit, into 2/3. 2 parts out of 3 parts. Okay. So it comes to amount rupees 550. So Archana's profit is equal to rupees 550. And remaining profit, this is Prerna's profit. Okay, this is Prerna. Prerna's share of profit is equal to rupees 825 into 1/3. It comes to rupees 275. Okay, so this we have to record to the profit and loss account debit side. See, profit and loss account debit side. To net profit, transfer to partners capital account. Again, this we have to transfer to partners capital account because we are maintaining the partners capital by fluctuating capital method. Okay. Archana's profit rupees 550 and Prerna's share of profit rupees 275. The total amount of profit is rupees 825. Now what we said, we have to transfer it to the partners capital. So this is partners capital account. Okay. And by profit and loss account, profit, what we are transferring? Profit from the profit and loss account. Archana, we have to distribute rupees 550 and Prerna's amount of share of profit rupees 275. Okay. So with this we have came across calculating of the gross profit, calculation of the net profit, and we have also transferred the net profit to the partners. Okay, now we have to close the partners capital account. We are on the third step. See, if we look at the partners capital account, the amount on the credit side are their balance brought down plus the interest on capital given to them and plus the profit share. Okay, so we have to make the total of all these 3 amounts, and for Prerna it is rupees 20,875. The same value we have to write here on the debit side, rupees 20,875. For Archana, the total of these 3 amounts is rupees 41,750, and same we have to write on the debit side, rupees 41,750. And what we have to do? How can we come to know their closing balance of the capitals? For that, we have to deduct their amounts of drawings. Okay, so we have to deduct their amounts of drawings. Drawings are rupees 1,200 and 900. Okay, so we have to deduct them. So if we deduct the drawings, okay, so we'll come to the final amount, that is 19,975 of Prerna and 40,550 of Archana. Okay, these are their closing balances. These closing balances are carried as opening balances for the next year, by balance brought down for the next year. So these amounts we have to carry them to the balance sheet. Okay, because those are the closing balances of their capitals. So under balance sheet, capital, under the category of capital, partners capital. See, this should be bold. and we can take it as underline also, because there are two partners, Archana and Prerna. Archana's uh, capital is rupees 40,550 and Prerna's capital is rupees 19,975. So what is the amount of their capital? Total of their capital rupees 60,525. Okay. With this we have closed partners capital account also. Now we just have to close the balance sheet and tally the total. Okay. Now we have recorded all the items from trial balance, debit side, credit side. Okay, and we have also taken the adjustment. We have taken gross profit, gross net profit, and partners capital also. So we have recorded all the things, all the items in the balance sheet. See, whichever mistake is there you have committed, it reflects in the balance sheet. Okay, now let's see. First of all, generate the habit of having a notice that have you taken all the values on the outer side. If there are any adjustment, have you cautiously taken all the amounts on the outer side? Yes. Then just you have to do the total of amounts on asset side. Okay, see, if you do the total of amounts on the asset side, okay, it becomes rupees 87,525. Okay, now then we have to do the total of amounts given on the liability side. Okay, then also we have to check whether we have taken all the amounts to the outer column. Yes, so it is the total rupees 87,575. So with this we have come to the conclusion that the total of liabilities and asset side and the balance sheet is getting tally, or it is matched. It means our problem is exactly solved. Now, after solving the problem, if we tally the answers given in the book, see, our gross profit was rupees 8,290, and here also the gross profit given in the book is rupees 8,290. Our net profit was also rupees 825, and here also the net profit shown is rupees 825. Our balance sheet was telling with amount 87,525, and the answer given in the book is same, that is 87,525. It means our answer is exactly getting tally or matching with the answer given in the book. Okay, see, this is the quiz of day 19, where the stock of stationery is recorded. See, stock of stationery, where it is recorded? Is it recorded to the trading account credit side, profit and loss account debit side? Is it recorded as an asset? Is it recorded as a liability? Or whether it is recorded as at partners capital or current account, or none of these? You have to give the correct answer. Now, what we will see in our next lecture? That is practical problem number 7. That is of Satish and Pramod. Okay, of the two partners Satish and Pramod, which is given on page number 59 to 60. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.